Hey guys, and welcome to my studio on a wonderful fall rainy afternoon. So today we're going to get cozy and have a great discussion on a topic that some of you may have questions about. Do you have to have talent to be a good photographer? Or can you just be a whiz with the technical aspects of photography? Today we're going to tackle this dynamic question and take a look at where the lines may overlap between art and science. Okay, so how much does talent matter anyway in becoming a photographer? Do you need talent to do photography? The answer is yes, mixed in with a little bit of no. Let's suppose you have two people with the same camera, same model number in fact, and they go to the same location at the exact same time and they stand virtually in the same spot. Yet, one of them takes a picture that's vastly better than the other guy's picture. Why is this? Let's look at this situation. About half my life ago, I was a competitive swimmer, and I trained hard. I had brutal workouts. Our coaches drove us in that water for like 6,000 yards of practice to get us prepared. And one day I'm swimming in a relay race, and I come in, I'm the anchor man, and I'm giving it everything that I've got. I get to the wall, light up the touchpad, put our time up on the board, and my teammates literally had to pull me from the water. I'm a swimmer, but I'm sinking like a rock because I had nothing left in the tank. I was spent. But we still lost. Why is that? I trained to the maximum level. I'm convinced that I got to the maximum level of my capability. But yet, these other guys made it look so easy. They might have had better lung capacity, a longer reach, I don't know what, but they still had an edge over me. So is photography like this? Well, kind of yes and kind of no. Now we know from the Bible that God's given us all different skill sets, different giftings, different talents. And the reason I believe photography invites so many people up into it as a craft is because it's half art and half science. And they overlap in crazy ways. It's science in the way that you have to physically lock down your camera. You have to physically keep your lens clean. You have to set your aperture and your shutter speed, and this is sort of a science. And yet you still have a lot of latitude to take it one way or the other. You have a lot of flexibility there. It's art in where you put the camera, what time of the day you place your camera there, having that critical eye for when the light's going to illuminate your subject, and there's so many variables on the art side as well. So if you get the science side right in photography, you can come away with a decent image. And if you even tiptoe in the land of art, you can come away with truly spectacular results, something you might even want to print and hang on the wall. Now, if you get all of the artistic side right and don't just butcher the science side and get your stuff in focus and properly exposed, you can really, really wow people with some of the artistic images that you can create. So where does talent come into this equation? Are there any variables that we could say aren't really on the art side, aren't really on the science side, but are truly just in a category all unto themselves? What about choosing a lens? I can see where that would fall on the artistic side. You're choosing your depth of field from that lens, how fast it is, how wide or how tight it is to get your composition. But I could also see that that could fall on the scientific side because you want a particular very shallow depth of field, or you need a particular shutter speed, so you have to have a particular fast lens like for doing astro. I also see where it could fall on the talent side by being able to visualize what that lens is going to do for you in a shot where you can blend both science and art and really capture that creative vision. What about finding the right position? I can see where that would definitely fall under the talent side of things. On the workshop I attended out in Moab, I met a guy by the name of Chet Steele, and this guy's super talented at finding locations, finding that right place to be at the right time. It's almost like he had radar or some sort of compass that governed him, that took him up a little ledge or around a rock just to find that perfect spot. That's definitely a God-given gift. And you're either kind of born with that or you're not. What about being physically able to take a camera and put it in a difficult location, like on the top of a mountain or a high rock cliff? I don't see that as falling under scientific, really, or artistic, but it's just something you either can or cannot do. Last week, I took my boys on their fall break and we drove up to Colorado and visited the Great Sand Dunes National Park. And I really wanted to have them experience climbing to the tallest dune we could find. And I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. I basically drill sergeanted my boys up that thing like one ridge at a time. Like, come on, no whining, let's go, no stopping. No, we can't take a water break. No, we can't take a snack break. We will get that when we get to the top. And it was brutal, and we even went through a storm about 150 feet from the top. The wind came, howling over the dunes. The sky got black. It started raining and snowing on us. The wind picked up, and a big tidal wave of sand just started coming right down the mountain towards us, and we were caught. There was nowhere really to go. We just had to kind of duck and cover and close our eyes and hope for the best. But eventually the storm cleared. We finished our last ascent to the top, and we got an amazing reward once we got there. The clouds cleared and the sun was going down. It was absolutely just an epic occasion. All right, so we have made it to the top of the sand dune. We're in the Great Sand Dunes National Park, and we've made it up to what I believe is the tallest dune we could find. There's one more over there that might be a little bit taller, but we're not going over there. We're the only people, I believe, that have made footprints on this dune. Wyatt was the first one that made it to the top. There was some people that made it to that dune over there. 2 people. But we made it through a passing storm, and it's just been crazy out here today. We had to hunker down. What did you think about that storm, huh?
Crazy.
How'd we survive that storm?
We used a snowboard to block the wind and the sand, and then we all got our hoods on and ducked for cover.
Yeah, we had to keep our backs into the sand, into the wind, didn't we? Yeah, what are y'all eating anyway?
Nutella.
Pure sugar. Getting your sugar fix?
Yep.
Huh? It took us about 2 hours to climb up here. I'll try to zoom in. I can only go to 30. But way down there are the cars. And believe me, it's far. I'm really not looking forward to going back. This place is absolutely amazing. And this is the second time that I've been here. Last time I was here, I was with my buddy Mike Robinson. I drug his butt up here to take a picture, by the way. This time I had to drag my butt up here to take pictures. But just like last time, it looks like the clouds are going to clear before sunset, so it'll make some good photography. And what a beautiful place. Oh yeah, Wyatt, why don't you talk about your technique of how'd you get up here?
Well, first of all, I don't have shoelaces.
No shoelaces?
Yeah, so I don't always have to tie them and spend my time just wasting time. And I also, you can slow your feet down like that.
You just dig your feet in?
Yeah.
What about you? How are you faring, mister?
Just walking up.
Huh?
Walking.
Was it easy or was it hard?
It was more than hard.
And after going through such a physical, absolute, just exhausting journey, the rewards were definitely worth it. The clouds broke, the sun came out after that storm, and this is the shot, or one of them, that I got from the top of that mountain. So where does talent come into this shot that I got from the top? I suppose you could say I had a little physical talent to be able to get up there. I suppose some talent came into where I positioned the camera, and some science and talent came in where I set the settings to take this shot. But another photographer could have been in the exact same spot and come away with something vastly better than this shot. And that's fine. The thing is that I took this photo with the best of my abilities and what God gave me, and the most important thing is that I tried. What about timing? Can you anticipate when a bird is going to turn and take off? I know I sure can't. But some photographers are gifted in that regard, like my buddy Randy Sander. He has a knack for wildlife photography. And it's like He knows exactly where to position that camera so that he ends up with a composition and timing that just works. But what about editing? You know, some guys just have a knack for getting all the levels perfect and they just look amazing. Other people, they seem to always go too far on the saturation slider, or they put way too much contrast in their shots. So there's definitely a limit to some gifting in the way you edit your shots. But in all these examples, there's some gray area. I'm sure that if you followed Chet around long enough, you could pick up on a few of his skills on how to find just amazing shot locations. And I suppose you could get yourself in the gym and just train really, really hard so that you can give yourself a competitive advantage to be able to climb to higher places or last longer on a hike and get further up a mountain. But eventually you're going to hit your ceiling like I did in my swimming, and there's always going to be somebody that can climb a little bit higher, or somebody that's going to find a little bit better shot than you, or somebody that's going to master the exposure a little bit better than what you can. And that's where you have to find your gifting in photography. Thankfully, the world of photography is so huge and so broad, you should be able to find an area where you can grow with your God-given talent. Take that thread and run with it and see how far you can go. Try a little bit of everything. Take terrible, awful shots, and eventually you'll be able to find one area that you just seem to excel in where you can truly shine. Maybe you're not the person to climb steep mountains and get those panoramic vistas, but maybe you're inclined to shoot wildlife photography and really have a talent there. Maybe you're not the person to shoot sunrise or sunset shots, but maybe you have a knack for composing trees or waterfalls or astrophotography. Regardless, though, of where your limitations or your giftings lie, my contention is that photography is a creative discipline that virtually anybody can enjoy and thrive in. There's enough art in it that it gives us all some measure of creative expression. And there's enough science in it that those of us who have absolutely no artistic ability can still have some ammunition to come away with a cool shot. Think of all those training videos that you've seen out there, like photography tips and tricks, or photo hacks, or secrets of photography to help you with virtually any situation that you could come across. If there's a shot you want, you can technically find the information to get out there and get close, and then you'll have to just polish up on the artistic side. But I don't see as many videos out there for things like painting or sculpture or pottery. Not that I don't love those. I've done all of those and I actually love pottery. But that's not something everybody has access to. What we do have access to at our fingertips is a camera right in our phone. And I can't think of a better discipline to have with us 24/7 as we're out there in God's creative, wild world, and we can capture it with that camera right at our fingertips. So I hope you found this video to be valuable and encouraging. If you have, please consider subscribing to my channel and click like on this video and share it with your friends. And make sure you click that little bell so that you'll know every single time that I go live with another episode. Now this week I want to continue this discussion. Do you believe that it's important to have talent to be a good photographer? Why or why not? Post your comments down below and I look forward to joining in that discussion. Or if you have questions, leave those below too, and I am happy to chime in. Now this week I want to challenge you to get out and see where art and science overlap in your discipline with photography, and see where you have a little bit of creativity and talent to add to the mix. And I want to challenge you to get out there this week and explore God's creation with childlike wonder. My goal this week is to get out and shoot some fall colors. I know in Oklahoma we're just now getting to the peak of the fall colors. And last week I had an incredible trip to Colorado, and I can't wait to share some of the images I got back from that trip too. So this week for me, it's all about getting in that window to capture fall colors. And I'm going to see if I have a knack for that. So until next week, thanks for joining me, and you all have an amazing, blessed week out there with your cameras. Good luck. And if you just haven't had enough of me this week, here come links to 2 more awesome videos. Thanks, guys.